Live from the Talking Joe studios, it's Talking Joe with Chief and Ben. Hey, 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 I'm the Chief and I'm joined by my buddy
Ben. How's it going, Chief?
Not bad, my friend, not bad.
How was your week?
Okay, let's break it down for you. So first of all, I want to recount the calamity I had last week with buying that 1 kilogram tub of smooth peanut butter.
I was going to say I forgot about that. Okay.
Turned that mother round in a 180, baby.
What, you took it back?
No.
That's never been done.
No. Made a lot of peanut butter
yourself?
goodies. Yeah. Oh. So basically. So first of all, the kid wanted to make some. Wanted to do bacon or biscuits, so I said she wanted to make gingerbread men. I said we're not making gingerbread men, we're making peanut butter men.
So you made 100 peanut butter men.
So I made a lot of peanut butter cookies. That was 250 grams, so that was a quarter of the tub gone.
Oh, that's so dense. Okay.
And I will put up, so there's a special one as well in there. You haven't seen it yet. I took a picture of it and I will post that up on the old Instagrammage and the Twitter probably today, so you'll see that before this episode drops on Thursday because we're recording on a Tuesday, but I'll post that up today.
Who's eating all of these?
I take them to work. People keep coming and ask for seconds and thirds. They love them so much.
That's key.
And then I decided to make a chocolate peanut butter pie. So I made some.
Christ.
Yeah, made some. I was going to the Mrs.'s Nan's Christmas party at the weekend, and I wanted to take something special. So I made some shot glasses out of cookie dough. Is
this a year highlight, by the way? Is this a sort of regular fixture?
Oh, regular fixture, yeah.
Is it?
Fixture, yeah. There's a story about it. I'm debating whether to tell on this pod later on or not.
Christ.
I'll see how I get on in an hour's time. But anyway, made shot glasses out of a mould, out of cookie dough. And then basically you line them with melted chocolate. Then you fill them with like milk or Baileys or ice cream. Have a drink, eat it, and then you eat the cookie shot glass. So I made these, but the mixture was all wrong. This is not using peanut butter, this is just general cookie dough. Mixture was all wrong, so I ended up with this massive batch of 24 broken down shot glasses. So instead I decided to crumble them all up, mixed it with some coconut oil, and patted it down into the base of a flan tray, a pan dish. Then I took a load of my smooth peanut butter, melted it down with a little bit of milk chocolate and some coconut oil.
God, it's a bit rich, isn't it?
And then put that onto the base, put it in the fridge for 30 minutes to set, then melted down some dark chocolate with some coconut oil to make a ganache, melted that on top in the fridge, took it to work with fresh
ganache?
It's like a fancy word for basically melted chocolate that's a little bit glossy. Took it to work with some fresh cream. People were loving it. Like you say, rich. You have more than like 2 slices, you're probably going to clog those arteries and have a heart attack. But
if you come into work bearing gifts like that in cookie form, you're a bloody hero.
Well, I actually make cupcakes at work.
Oh, right, on the job?
On the job, yeah. Well, in between work. You know, I go to the kitchen, I take some eggs into work. I always generally like to have eggs and butter in the fridge. Then I have in my drawer, I have some flour, sugar, and vanilla essence or whatever. So I've got a basic sponge mixture. Got a little set of kitchen scales in my drawer as well. So if I want to, if I want a lunch break or whatever, I can just go out there and I've got a little cupcake. You plug it in. It's like a Breville sandwich machine, but it's got 6 cupcake moulds. So I can go out there and I can probably, from leaving my desk to coming back to my desk with a batch of 6 fresh cupcakes, I can probably do that in about, I'm going to say 22 minutes.
So what? People are coming up to you and saying, "Hey, Chief, I could do with a fresh bash."
Yeah, they say. What topping do you want? Salted caramel with sprinkles, or sometimes I get a little chocolate bar, and a little bit of Mars or a Twix, and hide that in the middle.
You got a mixer at work? Or you go manual?
No, I go manual. I've got bowls, whatever. Mix it up. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to get all the ingredients mixed in the cupcake mould, which is about 12 to 15 minutes. So I can probably actually do it in under 20. But anyway.
I'm ganache at baking. I didn't know you were such a so into cooking.
Yeah,
that's baking. Are you actually into cooking?
Yeah, I love cooking.
Okay.
But I'll post up on the social media sites the recipes if anyone wants to know how to make some peanut butter cookies or peanut butter luxury pie. I'll post.
God, I bet your daughter's getting some epic birthday cakes.
Loves. But, I'll post some of those up as well. Actually, made some good ones.
Well, how old is she? 3.
So 3. Yeah, she wanted a digger party. It was her birthday just gone. So basically,
digger driver.
Top chocolate cake, and it's like a quarry. So you put.
Dude, I saw that. That was incredible. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Was
people want to see it.
If
people want to see it. I won't hog up the accounts, the Talking Joe accounts. But if people want to see it, let me know, and I will post them. So, quick other things to mention, because I want to talk about these G.I. Joe comics, 12 to 15, because they are. There's a lot there. But other quick mentions, and I will delve into this on the next episode. I ordered from 3D Joe's. Big shout out to Carson, I think it is, and he might hopefully be on the pod next year at some point. He runs a website called 3D Joe's. A lot of people who listen to this pod will be familiar with that.
So good.
Does a lot of recreation of box art and G.I. Joe art in general, a lot of the toy stuff. And I ordered a big pack of books in a nice slipcase hardbound volume. Really, really beautiful stuff. But I'll talk more at length about that on the next episode. Only other thing I want to mention was the iPhone that I flushed. Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember it. Trying to forget it.
Had a letter from EE, my service provider, saying, "We got your phone. We're going to fix it for you." Boomtown, love it. Little disclaimer at the bottom. Oh yeah, we're going to charge you £269 for the privilege of that because we found water damage in your phone.
They found bog water in it.
They found shit stains in the phone, inside the phone, shit stains. So I said, no, you can. I'm not going to charge you that, but you can send it back to me so I can sell it somehow.
So are you phoneless at the moment?
No, I went out and
broke out the 3210.
Bought a refurbed iPhone 7.
Oh, okay. All the hipsters, they want the old phones now.
Yeah. So, what about you? What's cracking in the world of Ben?
Oh, well, we've basically wound down now for the year, so no more work. And been to the cinema loads, buddy.
Good.
Been taking the fam to the cinema, went to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it fixed my 1 year cinema funk.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me the other day.
That was caused by pretty much almost to the day.
Yes.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
That was a tough pill to swallow, that one.
Which crushed me, but it didn't just ruin like Star Wars for me. It kind of ruined cinema. I was bummed out so hard from that film. And
even Solo, because Solo, I like Solo.
Yeah, Solo's fine,
but
no. Solo's fine, but there's something about The Last Jedi that just it broke me.
Yeah,
in a kind of profound way. And I've been to the cinema quite a lot in the year that's been, but the feeling of like joy that I used to get from cinema, it was just gone. And then I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it was like seeing something for the first time. Again,
right.
You never have that feeling. I'm not saying that I got it with The Matrix, where when you sort of feel like you're seeing something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that often, and I felt like that when I saw this film, and it kills me that no one is going to see it. It's it's done okay, but it's just it's the stigma of kind of an animated film, isn't it? It's people just think it's childish, I think.
Yeah,
and also Spider-Man is saturated as they've already, even the year that's just gone. You've had Homecoming. He was in Avengers.
But I guess this is spoilers. It's not Peter Parker, is it? It's Miles Morales.
Yeah, but Peter Parker is Parker in involved.
Oh, is he? Okay, because I haven't seen it. I'm not going to see it because I hate Spider-Man. But
the only thing I say to that is it sounds like a funny thing to say, but if you take Spider-Man out of it, it is just a very, very well made film,
right.
in terms of the story. If you strip it back,
do I need to see it? If I'm going to see it, do I need to see it on the big picture show, or can I watch it on a home release?
No, that's what I'm interested in. I don't think it's going to. You got to see it on the big screen. You absolutely have to.
Right.
But I also think, a lot of people will think that they think, well, I'll just catch that on the small screen because it's an animated
one of the issues I've got also, not just in general with cinema, is I don't like people in general. So I don't like going on weekends or evenings, I have to go midweek, kind of middle of the day.
You're
I
like
don't like
Partridge. You just hate the general public.
Yeah, I love Partridge. I just Joe Public's mainly.
That's
idiots.
fair enough.
But, I mean,
That's fair
but
enough.
just from a, I don't hate people, obviously.
Your cinema window is
the cinema. From the cinema point of view,
it's limited.
I've and you know, because I've mentioned this to you many times. My experience of, maybe I'm just unlucky, but I generally always get some dickhead
You've had
who's
some bad ones.
a couple of rows ahead of me to the left or right, and he's on his bastard phone pretty much the whole film. And I get that every time I go. And so when I've been,
are you happy to name drop?
Showings,
do you have a local cinema that you go to every time? Or do you have a choice?
Yeah, no, I go to the two choices are they're both Views, which are the two ones close to me.
Okay,
I do like View as a cinema, but
yeah, I mean, if that happened to me, that would be annoying. Doesn't happen to me, but anyway, if you don't like Spy, I mean, I guess you're not going to go and see it, but I really would recommend that you do if you just want to have a great cinema experience, hopefully without any chumps on their phones.
Yeah.
But,
all right, then. Lastly, I guess we should, before we do crack on, and I said that we need to crack on, we will. But first of all, of course, we've got to go inside Chief's mind. Whoa! But as always, like you say, we've already bloody been there for the last 10 minutes. So
scary place.
This
figured out that you hate people.
This is what I was going to say. Yeah, because this is the section where I tell you what really hacks me off and gets my goat and grinds my gears and sends me up the river. And this is something that generally happens to me on a daily basis.
What is that, Chief?
Happened to me this morning and this evening, in fact, going to work and coming home from work. I will tell you what happened. I'm just outside the train station. There's a pedestrian crossing. I've come to the pedestrian crossing. I've pressed the button for the lights, to make the little green man come on. Yeah. There's a red indicator which circles the button to let me know I've pressed it. Within about 3 seconds, someone else has come up behind me and pressed their button. Even though they've seen me press the button. Do they think their finger's some kind of magic finger that's going to make it act faster or something? They've seen me press it. They've seen me press it. I loved it.
Do you know what?
And then
I like to mash it.
Then not only does he press it, he presses it repeatedly.
Yeah,
as if pressing it 2 or 3 times is going to make a difference.
Well, so you're sitting there and your blood's boiling.
Oh, I'm
you're
close.
A race car in the red.
I'm close to having a word with him.
Oh my God!
I'm close. I'm just going to say to him, look, you've seen me press it. Do you think your finger's better than mine?
Oh, look, if I see someone press that button and they look capable, maybe I wouldn't mash it. But I just run up to that thing and I just mash it.
And also, that ties into, I'm on the train.
But in London, someone's always pressed it.
The train is pulling up to the station. It's not there yet. The guy's pushing the button to open the door. The train's not stopped, you fool. Wait for the button to light up.
You got to let these people live their lives, Chief.
People are idiots.
Have you not got your headphones on? Are you not jacked in?
Yeah, I'm listening to podcasts and stuff, but mainly R1. But
yeah.
Anyway,
blooming heck, Chief. You're gonna have to get past that.
Yeah.
Hey, a little thing about
tune in next week when you hear what I've got to say. You won't like that.
You know the button. Talking about those things, you know the button that you press.
Yes.
If you just slip your fingers underneath it, usually there's a little whirring thing, and that's for. What
are you doing? You're pulling my plonker now.
No. It's for if you're blind.
Really?
You feel it. It's spinning round constantly, mate.
I'm doing it.
Look out for it.
I'm going to feel for that buzzer. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about G.I. Joe comics. We
were coming off a high, weren't we?
From last week, yes, we had both our top choices so far of all the stories we've read was issue 11, New Joes. It set a new standard, I think. And
it did.
I
loved it.
This one here, we're reviewing this as a 4-issue arc, issues 12 through 15.
Yeah, we're giving it one.
They're all written
rating.
We'll give it one rating at the end. They're all written by Larry Hama. They're all penciled by Mike Vosberg. John D'Agostino is the inker. Joe Rosen the letters, and Glynis Wine is the colours. I'm not sure if the same colourist throughout, but I'm just reading the credits from issue 12. If there's any differences, I will let you know for those people who do care about stuff like this. This is June 1983.
Fine year.
So, yeah, I mean, this.
What do you think of the cover, Chief?
I won't. The cover is It's
steamboat.
It's an old school steamboat going down like some sort of jungle river, and the Joes are jumping off because a plane has just launched some sort of bomb at them.
I think that panel is in the comic, but I don't think Snake Eyes is involved. That's in that scene.
I think you could be right. I mean, as a cover goes, I'm not overly impressed by it. I don't know. It doesn't really do much.
I just like the green G.I. Joe bouncing off of the green Stalker. But yeah, it's pretty average, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really do a full synopsis for the whole story because so much happens. But the kind of the initial plot synopsis is that there's an amazing opening page. I love it. It's downtown LA or downtown San Francisco, and the Joes are chasing. It's a head-on car chase with the both vehicles off the ground. Cobras being chased by the Joes. I love that first page.
Yeah, I did like it visually, but I was like, oh crikey, are we getting another urban-based city kind of,
which we've had a lot of.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. So I was happy when they got their ass. I mean,
they're chasing the Cobras, and I don't know if we know why they're chasing them, but they've got something,
chips.
And it turns out it's microchips or computer chips.
Mixed in with some video game ones.
They when they eventually catch up to these Cobras, they find, like you say, in the back of the van, there's all these video game cartridges and chips, but mixed in are these microchips. They don't really know why they're so valuable and important. But one of the Cobras gets away. He's kind of unique because he's got these scars on his face, and he will henceforth be known only as Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarlet shows early on that she's a bit of a badass. She kicks some bikers gang asses. I don't know the point of that scene really, just to show that she's tough.
Yeah, maybe.
And they're basically they decide to, or not decide to. They find in the wreckage of this van the destination for where all these chips are going, and it's Rio Lindo, which is in the Republic of Sierra Gordo, and this location will crop up again later on, obviously in this story, but obviously later, I'm talking like 40, 50 issues down the line.
Right.
As a regular reoccurring location.
Yeah. So basically, who do they send down there, Chief?
Also, I've just noticed that I haven't noticed before, on one of these, I think it's page 2 or 3, they've got this broken up box, and it says Destination Nadja Trading Corp, Rio Lindo, etc. Attention, Senior K. Kwinn.
Yeah.
Senior Kwinn.
Yeah.
Shades of things to come, which I hadn't spoken before. So then we cut back to obviously your old man, your favourite Colonel Douche.
Yeah.
General Flag.
General Douche. And
he sends a 4-man team into Rio. Right, we got to find out what's going on with these microchips and Cobra and all that sort of palaver. Let's send in Breaker, Stalker, Snake Eyes and Gung Ho.
Yeah.
Simples.
Yeah. I was happy with that. I was like, okay. Good.
Yeah.
We've got Gung Ho in there because he's been introduced.
Yep. And then it immediately gets a little bit silly because they're now in country. They're now basically in this republic, which we're assuming is South America. We're assuming.
Yeah.
Stalker is not disguised, but he's masquerading as a some dude who wants to build an arcade, as in a video game arcade. In some South American jungle, and he knocks on some guy's door and says, "We're in the market for buying video games. Have you got any?
Have you got any?
Any?"
But also, what Breaker's get up is just unbelievably bad as well.
He's just wearing a poncho, is he?
He just looks like an absolute goon,
like a tourist.
This was a little bit of my sort of this early stuff. Was a few of the issues that I had going forward with this. Is that for some reason in this issue, the Joes come across as being a bit amateurish.
Yeah, this issue,
their jobs.
I know what you're saying there, and this issue is they're like fools. And after reading this issue, I was like, because I could remember this storyline, but not all of it because I haven't read it for a while. And after this issue, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this storyline. And obviously, towards the end, it gets outrageously good. But this first issue is just the weakest of the 4 by far.
Definitely.
There's a weird bit here. Gung Ho's there, and he's going through the street and bumps into some guy in a sombrero and a poncho, and it happens to be Scarface, the Cobra trooper who got away with the briefcase. Why is that guy in a disguise get-up walking the streets? That's never explained.
Well, I feel like there's actually quite a lot of stuff that's never really explained. I found it a little bit confusing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean,
But anyway,
so Stalker's in there trying to cut a deal, and it turns out it's Dr. Venom.
Yeah, I thought that was badly done as well.
Does he know who Dr. Venom is or not?
No.
Dr. Venom seems to know Stalker.
I think only Snake Eyes knows, doesn't
and there's like an ambush, and somehow Venom knows that Stalker works for G.I. Joe, and he's not actually in the market to buy video games. So a load of Cobras just jump out the closet with AK-47s.
Yeah, but they, when they get put on the spot, they don't even have anything cool to say. They just panic, and it was a strange one.
It's just where everything seems to just be happening. It's all,
Yeah, that happened so fast. I thought the sort of dialogue between Venom and Stalker was a bit cringe. I mean, he just sort of knew them straight away. But anyway,
Kwinn, your old man Kwinn pops up. He was last seen in issue 2, was he? Panic at the North Pole. You weren't overly a fan of him.
Not really.
Too much exposition.
I get now that that's basically his character.
Yeah.
But it's also just visually, I just don't really like how he looks. Yeah. But anyway,
I mean, Kwinn wants to cap off the Joes. All four of them are there. Are all four? Of them there?
In that panel, I was like, "Geez, he's shot a bunch of them here, but he's just disarmed them."
He's got a 30 cal air-cooled Browning, which is a big old bastard of a gun, and somehow he's managed to just shoot the weapons out of their hands.
Yeah.
And Breaker, it looks like he shot the strap off of his backpack.
Yeah, well, Gung Ho, I actually thought had taken it. I was like, oof.
Yeah. But he doesn't kill him because part of his agreement is no one dies. He's on this mission to bodyguard, effectively, the microchips. And when that's finished, his work is done. I don't know why. Is it cash reward? That's what he's after? It must be.
Yeah,
must be. He's just there to protect the microchips. But one of his protocols, one of his things is he will not let anyone die that's involved in the mission, which is strange because in the next couple of pages, Snake Eyes dies. Well, you think he
that
dies.
Was so rushed as well, though. I mean, he just stops his heartbeat again, and he forgotten that he does that?
Wait a minute. Back in issue 10, whatever that one is, a nice little town called Springfield, where Venom first pops up, and Snake Eyes is there, and Venom pistol whips Snake Eyes. Does it again here. Gets his pistol out, turns it around, boosh, boosh, boosh.
He's got such a weird anger beef with Snake Eyes.
Yeah. And you'll find out later he's actually just got a beef with smashing people because he gets a big spanner or a big wrench, doesn't he? And
but the way they just put, Snake Eyes kind of fakes his death again, and they put him in the in the house, and then on the boat
they set fire to it.
The cogs are sort of working in his mind, and he figures out,
Venom.
Of course he's not dead. He's done that trick again.
Yeah. That
was all a bit annoying.
And there's some really nice page there where Snake Eyes has woken up. He's all bound up in the house, which is on fire, and his head's on fire. And he
visually that's so cool.
He runs out of the pier, jumps into the river, and there's all these onlooker local peasant dudes. That's a good panel.
Yeah. Then
Joes are captured on the boat. They're being taken to wherever the secret base is. They don't know yet, but luckily Breaker spits his gum out onto the ropes that are holding them together, and there's some rats. Luckily, there's some rats on board, and they like the sugar in the gum, and they chew through the ropes.
Yeah, but I still feel that they're firmly the goon squad at the moment. Still,
they're playing second fiddle to like the supreme Cobras, and then there's some sort of base in the middle of the river. Just in the middle of the river, there's a Cobra bunker, and this kind of smacks of issue 1 where Cobra Island, and they had to assault it, and it had Dobermans, and it had concertina wire and traps, and it's the same setup here. They've got just some base in the middle of the river for purposes unknown, and they take the Joes there. But there is an amazing panel, and I've posted this one up already on Instagram, of when the Joes get out of the ropes and Gung Ho snaps them off, and there's a real good panel where he gets 2 Cobras and he clocks the 2 heads together. Yeah, you get a big clunk sound effect quality.
Yeah, and then Snake Eyes comes out of the water and gets back on the boat.
Snake Eyes is out of the water, gets back on the boat, and he's basically telling the 3 Joes, Breaker, Gung Ho, and Stalker, look, get out of here. Take the chips and go. I don't know how they've got the chips though. Where did they come from? There's a panel where Snake Eyes says, Stalker's saying Snake Eyes means the mission comes first. Our job is to get away from here with the chips.
Yeah.
So where are the chips? They're not on the boat with the Joes still, surely.
Maybe they just always add them. They don't reference the chips.
No, because then the next bit is inside the bunker, and Dr. Venom's now got some vial. Now he's got a virus. The virus strain you brought from San Francisco is quite harmless. So is this what Scarface had in the briefcase?
Yeah, because when he's running away with that briefcase, he's like, crikey, what, you think this is just about computer chips?
So the computer chips was all a ruse.
Ruse, yeah.
Which we find out, okay, yeah, that makes sense, which we find out later. But even though they've got this virus, there's also a serum, and it doesn't activate it till they're mixed together.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think, well, to be honest with you, I start getting a bit confused with this whole arc in a minute,
yeah.
Chief. It did lose. Well, let's get the Baroness involved. So as soon as she gets involved, and she's quite happy, once they're all on that weird little island, she's quite happy to, just launch a missile and kill.
Yeah, so she's
Dr. Venom.
She's like, get the virus in the
Kwinn.
serum. The Joes are getting away. You and me, Scarface, we've got the virus in the serum. Let's get in the plane. Let's get out of here. Let's bomb everyone and just get back to our secret base.
Yeah,
leaving.
And then she's almost contemplating finishing off the 3 Joes that are in the river.
Yeah.
But then Cobra Commander's like, no, you got to get back.
Some of this art is a little bit ropey, I find. At times, there's a good article. Which our old pal, old Wolf Ears himself, Mark Seddon, who was not criticising, was pointing out my mistakes last week, has come to our rescue this week, and has given
errors on the show.
Yeah, no errors this week, but he's contacted us and told me about some good links and some good info about some of these issues, and he's given us a link to Mike Vosberg, the artist page, where he says the inks really let down his art. He was progressing, he felt his art was getting a lot better issue on issue, but the inking didn't do it a lot of justice.
Okay.
And on this link, it posts up his original pencils, which is interesting. So,
fair enough.
Cheers for that, Wolf Ears.
But is it the same inker that's on from issue 11?
Possibly, yes. But then when I think Vosberg was saying when his art was evolving and becoming even better, the inks just kind of stayed the same. He basically says when he was drawing the straight line of a building or the contour of a face, it would be inked exactly the same, just flat way. So, but anyway, so like you say, the Baroness contemplates blowing up these Joes and then just flies off. And so then on the island, we've got Kwinn, Snake Eyes, and Dr. Venom. They're kind of all scrapping it out. Snake Eyes is literally, there's one panel, he's got Venom on the floor and he's on his back and he's just pounding his face.
Yeah.
And this is when, for some reason, Baroness does launch a bomb at the bunker. So have they decided now that they've got this serum from Dr. Venom?
They got everything they needed.
They got everything. They don't need him anymore.
Yeah,
and they don't want to pay Kwinn. So
and they're trying, and they want to cap off Snake Eyes as well.
Yeah. And there's this happens a couple of times across this story arc of something launches a bomb. And then there's a panel, and it looks so stupid. There's a panel of the bomb is in shot. So here, Kwinn is shoving Snake Eyes back into the bunker, just as the bomb is kind of in the top left-hand corner of the panel before it goes kaboomy.
Kaboom!
And that is the end of that issue, which was.
So they all think that
it's an okay issue, but it's.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this one.
Okay,
not really.
And then,
but then I knew I read it all in one go, so I sort of.
Then we get issue 13, and the cover of this is some sort of aircraft, and there's a taxi which looks like it's trying to get into the back of this. It looks like a bomber or something. It's the Lancaster bomber or something like that. And there's some Joes out the back shooting at onrushing Cobras or troopers. Again,
now, how did you
not overfussed with that cover?
How did you feel about Stalker fighting the Croc early on in this?
Big fan.
I mean, the Croc is massive.
Yeah. So those 3 Joes, Breaker, Gung Ho, and Stalker are in.
They think it's an alligator.
They're in the drink. Stalker's gone under, and next thing you know, the way he's as well, Vosberg can't draw alligators because it looks like basically
it's a croc.
It looks like
a croc, Chief.
Looks like a dog to me.
Well, no, yeah, it looks like. Looks like the lizard from Spider-Man or something.
Yes, yes, it does.
Only because of the white it looks like, I was like, God, he's got a lab coat on.
But he's also got bear claws. If you look at his feet, it looks like bear claws. Gung Ho shouts, "Gator!" And
this ain't no gator.
That ain't no gator. That is an Orinoco crocodile. This is my favourite bit. Is Stalker gives him a history lesson.
Whilst fighting him.
Known as Crocodile intermedius of the phylum Crocodata, subphylum Vertebrata, class Reptilia, order Crocodilia, family Crocodili.
Can you imagine spouting all of that whilst you're in the jaws of a croc?
Yeah, this croc has literally got his thigh snapping down. He goes under. Then next thing you know, of course, Stalker pops up. Yeah, present status dead.
Yeah. Breaker's such a goon in this.
He's like the slapstick, like you mentioned earlier, when those two were going into town, and Stalker was the straight man, all business, and Breaker was like the goon sidekick.
Yeah.
Same here. Stalker, he's passed out, and then he wakes up and he absolutely chews Breaker out because he's got a fire going, cooking some crocodile meat. And Stalker's like, "Put that fire out, fool! You could have just, instead of heat, you could have used clay."
I know.
And then there's nothing wrong with eating raw crocodile. You didn't need to cook it.
I love that.
Absolutely tears him a new one.
Yeah, I mean, he's meant to be an elite, fighting unit.
Yeah.
And he's going around lighting fires.
Yeah, that is foolish.
But anyway, this is where
Gung Ho's. He's like, "Where's Gung Ho's buggered off, hasn't he? He's gone to try and get a radio from in town. Little bit of comedy relief because the two peasant farmers that pick up Gung Ho are obviously Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
They crop up again later. Not these two guys, but two very similar likenesses.
Yeah. Some nice Cobra Commander throne room stuff.
Throne room stuff. We see again the specialist in the background.
Yeah. That's another good point. Still not revealed. Loving that.
And here
bit coming
they
up.
Start
here
sowing
with
some seeds of
the zigzag trench.
Yeah. But before that, they start sowing some seeds of Baroness. I suspect other motivations, other loyalties. It has Scarface double-crossed them. I don't know where she's getting these ideas from, but obviously they need to sow the seeds of doubt. But then, like you said, there's a great bit, and I don't know, they've probably only been awake. Stalker's been awake. Don't forget, he's got a massive crocodile bite on his leg, and it's probably a few hours later, and they've dug a massive, 8-foot deep zigzag trench.
A zigzag trench.
Not only that, but they've also built Malayan tiger traps, trail maces, and some sort of stake pits.
Punji steaks.
Love it.
But dude, I mean, just the bit when the people see that zigzag trench from afar.
Yeah, they're like, shit. They're like,
there's something wrong about that zigzag trench.
Let's wait till nightfall because there's some dudes going down there. Yeah. So what's happened there is there's some. It's like, is it a rogue army or some sort of mercenary army just patrolling this South American jungle?
See, this is what I was confused about, what these guys were, and then obviously you find out later who they actually are.
Well, no, these guys, there's two lots, because these guys are just regular mercenary army.
Oh, these are regular,
yeah.
Okay.
And the next lot that show up are Cobra troopers in disguise of a second mercenary army.
Yeah. I kind of got really reinvested in this storyline when it cuts back to G.I. Joe headquarters and they're sending in...
Yep. You've nailed it.
Some more people.
Yeah, because
they chuck in Torpedo.
Yeah, because they've got word now from Gung Ho, who's gone into town to find a radio. He's gone into I don't know if it's like the radio. He's gone into the radio station in downtown Rio Lindo.
That's what
he's not done anything wrong. All he says is, "I want to make a private call," and the radio boss says, "All right, boys, open fire."
Yeah,
what? He's not even.
But Chief, this is the Badlands. I mean, it's the Wild West down there, it is a bit like.
I mean, if that's what happens, if you go into a radio station and say, "I want to make a call," and you got a chance of being executed, I mean, jeepers, I'm not going there.
Yeah, how do you feel about the when they cut back to the G.I. Joe headquarters? Those pink and white tiles.
My goodness.
In the rec room.
They do not work for me. So the tiled floor. I'll stick this page up. It's just. The perspective is... I'm not saying the perspective's wrong, but it just... I don't know.
But in the panel above,
I think he's trying
kind of red-yellow hue, and then you go up. I was like, the perspective doesn't work.
Well, the perspective is wrong because it's the same width from top to bottom, isn't it, on these kind of downwardly angled panels. It just doesn't work. I think he was trying something new as an artistic decision. It did not work.
Yeah.
But anyway, they decided,
stoked to get a new Joe.
They've decided we've got to send in the rescue squad. Torpedo, new member, which is good. Scarlet showing some concern for Snake Eyes. Does that mean there's anything more than comradeship?
Mate, she's crying
between
when
them?
she jumps out of the plane.
Yeah, which hints
There's a tear.
at something more.
The art of Scarlet, it seemed harsh.
That page, the last second to last panel on the page, not good.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, she's definitely concerned about Snake Eyes, isn't she?
Yeah.
For sure.
More Cobra planning.
Yes, and then just back up on this bit. This is where I started to get a little bit confused with the Destro Cobra Commander chat, and he grabs. Why is he grabbing Cobra Commander's arm like?
No, that's not. That's Baroness's arm.
That's Baroness's arm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because if you look at the panel before, I really like that page, that panel. Actually, it's split into 3 diagonal panels.
Yeah,
look at the one above. She's pointing. They've got a realistic 3D model of the area where the Joes are in, etc. And the Cobra,
including an up-to-date zigzag trench.
Including it. Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. They must have taken some aerial recon photographs and put it through the 3D printer.
Yeah. In 83.
Yeah, in 83. So they're going to send in. So basically, what's happened here is Cobra Commander has planted a Cobra communique pouch in the abandoned Cobra research station where Stalker and Breaker have made camp. Now he wants them to find that pouch because he's planted false clues as to the location of the Cobra base.
Right, okay.
And the problem is they now know that these mercenary army is on the scene, and they're thinking, shit, this mercenary is going to go and attack the Joes before the Joes get a chance to find the planted clues. So and they say, we can't paratroop Cobra troops in to rescue the G.I. Joes. That's madness. That won't work. So Destro's got a plan about what he's going to do, and we later on find out that there's another mercenary army which is actually Cobras in disguise. You don't find that out until later. Anyway, Breaker's found this Cobra courier pouch, and all of it is in open non-coded language, which obviously they're saying, this is not right. But wait a minute, the dot on the eye is actually a microdot, and that contains secret information.
Yeah.
But it's all a clever ruse by Cobra to, for them to actually find it. It's all every step of the way they had to have done this thing, to do this thing, to do this thing. It's all played out perfectly. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the, the kind of reinforcements dropping in.
Reinforcements paratrooping in.
You meant to think she's crying there? A little tear? Or was that just the wind?
Where's this panel? When she's
jumped, she's parachuting
out. Oh yes,
out.
no, it is a tear. Yeah.
That is a tear.
She says Alpha team deployed.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I love all this stuff.
Yeah. This other mercenary group has now met up with the previous mercenary group, and
this is where
the second one ends up killing the first. The second group kills the first group. So the Cobras in disguise, we don't know the Cobras yet, killed the actual army mercenaries. Torpedoes the bunker that Snake. We haven't really seen. We've gone almost to the whole issue, and we haven't seen what's happened to Kwinn, Venom, and Snake Eyes. Last we saw, the bomb was blowing up the bunker. As it happens, the bunker door shut. All 3 of them got inside, and the bunker sunk to the bottom of the river, which is why Torpedo's on mission. He's gone down, and he's found this bunker, but the steel reinforced concrete door's locked.
Yeah, but he does start hearing a tap.
You hear this tap, tap, tap from the bottom of the river.
Then he gets some tugs on the rope. And
next thing you know, it's all happening very quick. The rescue team of Scarlet, Rock and Roll, and all these other dudes, they're attacking the airfield. Is that because they've got to secure the airfield for the escape attempt?
For the escape, yeah,
right, okay.
To get out.
Okay. And then someone's turned up in a bulldozer. Oh, it's Gung Ho. I don't know where he got the bulldozer from. He's turned up in the bulldozer. He's gone back to rescue Breaker and Stalker, and they're making their way in the bulldozer to the airfield for the evac.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, you got it. And then, who's this guy turning?
Some dude falls into the Malayan.
Oh, he goes into
the punji stakes.
And then you just hear that.
Yeah, classic. Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
And then,
this is a bit of a comical moment. They all pile in some taxi.
Where did the taxi come from?
There's so many of them in there. It is not explained where that taxi comes from.
No. And anyway, they give
him a load of cash,
and they find some aircraft carrier. No, some aircraft,
some big old
transport thing.
airplane.
I don't know where that came from, but anyway, the Joes get in that, and they're being chased. Who are they being chased by? Not sure. Never made clear.
Wait, just
it wouldn't be the Cobras.
Not Cobra undercovers.
Oh, is it?
Or is it just the locals?
I
don't know. It doesn't really it's not made clear. But anyway, that's basically where the cover's from.
That's the end of the issue, and then you know there's more tapping coming on from the bunker.
Yeah, intrigue.
And
tap.
Interestingly here, the end of issue says next, Destro attacks. Now, Destro's not actually been named yet in the comic.
Oh, yeah.
So you would have got that headline for next issue, Destro attacks. And that Destro, that doesn't mean anything to you. Like, what the hell's a Destro?
Yeah. I think when you look at the cover, you just assume that's him, though.
Because, the cover is a man in a silver faceplate with a big red medallion. And
beautiful opening panel though on this one inside the
bunker. You can see the cracks in the ceiling leaking. They're up to their knees in water. Venom,
they're all just
Snake Eyes and Kwinn.
Nightmare down there.
They're arguing. Venom.
They kind of realise they got to
great scene here.
Venom's
like, I'm not working with you, and he picks up a chair and he's about to clock Snake Eyes with the chair. Snake Eyes, straight chop, boom, just crushes that chair with a chop.
Yeah, it's nice. Crack.
Meanwhile, back in G.I. Joe headquarters, they crack the microchip, and they don't. There's something like that's a jackpot map if I ever saw one. Effectively, they think they found the location of the Cobra base.
Okay, let's just pause here.
Yes,
because I want to talk about this. So we've been waiting for the Destro reveal.
I think it's really good.
Okay. Well, I'm just a bit disappointed by. I thought the dialogue and everything was great.
Yep.
But on the page turn from the mirror, from the reflection in Baroness's
that should have been a full page.
Glasses, when you turn over, I was just I was like, I just wanted a nicer piece of art or bigger.
Yeah.
Or at least take up maybe 2/3 of that page.
Yes, agree there.
Because my eyes just went. I was like, "Oh, we're back with Kwinn."
Because they're in the suit. We don't know. Oh, they're in. So Baroness has gone back. They're in Cobra headquarters, and it's underground sewer, which seems to be the hallmark of Cobra bases in general so far. It's really nice. Those panels on that page are really cool. The reflection of the grate on the floor. They're in the distance. Baroness turning. There's a great one of Destro's just hands reaching out, then the reflection of him in the glasses, like you mentioned, and the reveal is, you get his name, Destro, and he's kind of just standing there. But like you say, it's only it's not even 1/3 of the page.
No, I thought it was going to be massive, and it was going to be his head, but it's fine.
So and then cut back to the Joes, and they've located the Cobra base, being in Springfield.
Ah, yes, yeah.
And
throwback.
And then you get Flag, and he's in his sunnies again.
Cobra Commander this time, when he comes back to him, he's upgraded to a belt-fed kind of
so he's remember back
gun.
In that scene, I think it was the Tanks for the Memories. I think it was issue 5, where he's underground in a sewer in New York, and he's got a shooting gallery. Do
you know if this is a running thing?
I don't think so, no. I think this is the second and only. I hope it's not.
Is it?
I hope there's more that I've misforgotten. Old Wolfie, as Mark said, and let me know. But
it is a great shot.
Here he's sat down, because previously I think he was standing. I'm not sure, but
I think it's just the way he's hunched over and he's just sort of lethargic.
And he's just blasting Stalker in the nads in that shot.
It's so good.
So you've got a belt-fed Baroness feeding the 30 cal air cooled, and then here's a nice plot twist. Destro is in another part of the sewers, and he's got Scarface by the throat, and he's like, "Did you switch the microdot?" And you're like, "Wait a minute, what microdot?" "Oh yeah, the microdot that the Joes have found." And he says, "Yes, he did switch it." So the Joes have got the location of the Cobra base of Springfield, and that's because Destro switched the microdot over. Because the original is it revealed yet where the original microdot? Oh yeah, the original. So here's a coincidence: the original microdot that Cobra Commander had planted as the location of the Cobra base was actually the G.I. Joe base.
Yes.
So he had planted a microdot saying it was under the Chaplain's Assistance School in Fort Wadsworth as a rib. The Joes, this is where our base is, when in actual fact that's where the pit is. He'd randomly chosen the actual G.I. Joe base for the Cobra bases. But anyway, Destro switched the microdot so it sends Spring. So he's given the location of the actual Cobra base. Cobra Commander still thinks Joes don't know that.
We can skip over this bit a little bit. Wild Bill taking
I do like this bit, yeah. So now the Joes are going to assault Springfield. They load up the all personnel carrier. There's a good bit where it pulls onto a diamond, baseball diamond, and the Chaplain's assistants are playing the permanent latrine orderlies in a baseball match. I mean, I would not want to be a permanent latrine orderly. And a latrine, I think, is like a shit house, isn't it? Is that right? Is it a toilet? A latrine?
Sounds like it could be.
I think so. I wouldn't want to be a permanent latrine orderly anyway. But yeah, so Wild Bill, like you say, takes off, lands this helicopter carrying unit thing and takes the APC off.
Nice panels here with Destro.
Here with Destro. He's having a little general chit chat with Scarface. He kind of, you see Destro's plan. He's like, in a matter of moments, the rocket plane will lift off out of the silo to Cobra Commander to meet his destiny. Almost like he's saying, I'm going to kill Cobra Commander. And Scarface is like, what's going on? What are you talking about? The Baroness, the plane will get there, don't worry, the Baroness is piloting it. And Destro's like, what? Baroness is piloting it? Because he does not want that, because he's in love with Baroness.
Yeah, I know, but Chief, I was a bit disappointed to see that Destro's already kind of looking to,
supplant leadership.
Cobra, already. And I kind of wanted to see him just being loyal for a bit. But is he always up to something?
No, he's
basically?
not always up to something, but he's always his own man. He's not going to be pushed around or bossed around. And
I was like, this is okay. But then they actually kind of remedied it at the end with Cobra Commander sort of setting up what's coming. And I was like, okay, he's not a complete idiot.
Yeah.
He does know that, he's up to something.
There's a brief little shot of Kwinn trying to get out, and he goes all Marshall Bravestar. Spirit of the Otter, help me dive deep. Spirit of the Bear, give me strength to open the door. Spirit of the Weasel, give me counsel to outwit Dr. Venom.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that guy, Chief.
No.
I'm sorry, buddy.
And just remind me, Baroness and Cobra Commander are going to the... They're not going to... Actually, no, they're not going to the Cobra base, are they? Because they're
going to the goddamn furniture
They were in the Cobra
company.
base. Sorry, yes. So the Springfield location that the Joes got wasn't the Cobra base. It was this Cobra secret thing where they're going to release the plate. It's their secret... like science lab or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a science lab. Then Kwinn, Snake Eyes, and Dr. Venom escape from the bunker.
But does Kwinn? We haven't seen him yet.
Because of course Venom is back on his old let's hit people in the head with a blunt object routine. He gets a massive wrench and clocks Kwinn upside the head. Yes, that's right. And this is where you find out that the second mercenary army are Cobras, because they tell you, they tell them, we're Cobra troopers. We came into the jungle disguised as renegade government soldiers to rescue a G.I. Joe team from the real renegades. The Joes left behind a whole clearing full of body traps, chewed up bad. Basically just tell us, a little bit of exposition there for you, in case you wondered.
And then who have Cobra Commander and Baroness have got? Have they got? It's not Scarface. No, it's just a chump.
A random Cobra trooper who's pinned down on the operating table,
strapped down, big time.
And so what they're doing here? They're testing out the plague toxin.
Yeah, they're testing it, and they realise that it's not complete. Is that
well? As it turns out, because Dr. Venom switched the switch. All they're giving him is the serum. He switched the vials over, so he's got the actual plague toxin. All they've got is the serum.
Yeah.
And Destro has
Destro goes boots on the ground.
Destro goes boots on the ground because he wants to rescue Baroness, because he knows the Joes are going to attack that location. So he gets a load of troopers. They parachute in. I don't know why they can't land at the actual science lab or whatever. They parachute in like 5 miles away. and then it's a race. Basically, it builds tension. That's why it's written that way.
We get to see the Sky Striker, don't we, as well? With Ace coming in.
Yes, that's right. Not named as Ace though yet, is he?
Oh, he is.
Oh, is he?
Oh, he is. Yeah. Okay. I want you to make it hotter, Ace.
There's a really cool page where Larry Hama cuts between the 4 different locations. The guy they've injected, Cobra Commander and Baroness, falls off the gurney and dies. Destro's running through the undergrowth, whatever, through the forest, trying to get there. The Joes are piling down the road, and Dr. Venom is in South America because he realises now that at this point in time, Cobra Commander's probably realised he hasn't got the toxin. Yeah,
and then
big shootout,
and the
yes, you're right, Ace. So we got two new Joes.
He levels the furniture factory, doesn't he?
Yeah, really, really cool panel here. Or page where there's 4 vertical. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm on it. It's great.
There's a silo and the plane's about to launch. The Joes are pulling up in the APC, big firefight. Lovely one of Destro firing face down towards the camera. And then Ace does a real cool swoop motion. There's a countdown as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Then Sky Striker launches, like you say, and
yeah, the cool thing about that page, it's all linked together through that gorgeous kind of pink hue that they have coming out the back of the Sky Striker as well. Yeah. It's a stunning page, that one.
So effectively everyone got away. Destro then pulls back. Baroness and Cobra Commander have jetted off. And then we're left to,
Well, yeah, it's still bubbling on that... bloody, what do you call it, under the river?
Tap, because we never saw Kwinn emerge, did we?
Exactly.
So then we get the last issue of the storyline, which is the inside
Red Eye to Miami.
Inside the cargo bit of the of an aeroplane. Quinn's piloting, Dr. Venom stamping on Snake Eye's fingers as he tries to hold on.
He's absolutely
50,000
feet
above ground. Venom. Yeah, Venom is he's kind of like...
He's high octane.
He's kind of like the archetypal cowardly weasel character, isn't he? I don't know.
Vosberg, it plead for his life
in that article,
one bit,
Vosberg said he modelled him on Peter Cushing, and you can kind of see that Governor Tarkin role. Now that I think about it, he is kind of Governor Tarkin-ish, but he's not the cowardly.
No, he's not. Yeah,
just looks maybe, but he's kind of
all this stuff of him begging. You wouldn't get Tarkin.
He's a highfalutin kind of scientist with ideas above his station. Constantly backstabbing. He's kind of like, he's there. He's a means to an end, isn't he, Venom? He progresses a lot of plot points. He's the cause of a lot of plot points.
Yeah. Well, now I know that you're going to be a big fan of what's coming up here with Kwinn coming out of the river.
Yeah. So this is very Apocalypse Now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll stick a picture up on the Instas and the socials, sort of side-by-side comparison, but he's definitely lifted that from Apocalypse Now as he slowly rises out of the water
mows everyone down
with his 30 cal air-cooled belt-fed Browning, which he's belt-feeding himself. That works fine. No waterlog, no water damage on that.
He kills everyone apart from Snake Eyes.
Now, interesting bit here, Snake Eyes is strangling Venom and trying to drown him at the same time. And yet Kwinn says, let him up, don't kill him. And this is a very parallel later on in the issue where Kwinn is about to kill Venom and Snake Eyes says, no, don't kill him. So wait a minute, Snake Eyes is on a murderous rampage here. Kwinn stops him, and later on those roles are reversed.
Well, Kwinn only stops him because he knows he can fly a plane.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
At that point, and they do find a plane.
Yeah. They go back to the airfield where the Joes escaped from earlier in the day, or the previous day. Some nice head-down shots of the airstrip with some planes, a couple of Spitfires and a Lancaster bomber. So this is all kind of, they have a little sort of japes and scrapes as they're taking off, don't they? But they do get into the plane and get out of there. And you've got the colouring changes because you get these purples and pinks and yellows kind of to signify nighttime, and it works really well.
Yeah, it is cool.
And these panels,
cool.
Vosberg does a good job here because there's quite a lot of these vertical panels which you don't really see that much in comics, but he uses them to really good effect because there's lots of long range shots interspersed with close-ups
Yeah.
And I think that works really well.
How do you... Yeah, so just like going through this one, it takes quite a long time to get to anyone else, doesn't it? Before we see Cobra
Yes,
again.
it's mainly these three.
And I was like,
their escape,
yeah, it's
isn't
just
it?
those three for a while before we get back to Baroness, Destro, Cobra Commander. And I didn't really know where this issue was going for a little while.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
I mean, again, I think it's just focusing on. I think we finished that sort of Cobra Commander that was it. The last issue was kind of mainly focusing on that big assault and Destro trying to rescue Baroness, etc. And this one, is these three and their dynamic. The dynamic, because these three have built up a dynamic: Kwinn, Venom, and Snake Eyes. And
all of a sudden, Cobra Commander...
Snake Eyes, even though he's part of that three, he doesn't, even if you look at it throughout these 4 issues, he doesn't again actually do that much, really, does he? What does he do of him? No. What does he do of importance? Really,
I think he's just
part
there
of that
to make it interesting with the dynamic, because they just kill each other.
And I'm actually fine with that. I don't, later on we'll get Snake Eyes overkill, and so
sure.
Here it's nice to have him where he is important, but he's not the massive focus. And again, it's some little bit clumsy bits here where they're escaping because Kwinn takes over piloting, or Quinn's reading a flight manual or something. To learn how to fly the plane, and then Venom just kind of telegraphs it. He's like, what can I do with what? He's going to sit by the radio station. Don't be paranoid, Kwinn. What harm can I do with the radio? I'm hardly in the position to expect help from Cobra, even if I was able to send a message in Morse code, which of course is what he's doing.
What he's doing right that second.
Yeah, right that second.
But Cobra Commander's all chuffed that he's alive, isn't he? Because he knows that he needs him now.
Yeah. There's nice bit of it during the escape. You get a bit of a dogfight with the Spitfires chasing them down, and and he this is an exposition which I like. So basically, Dr. Venom tells you what he's doing as he's doing it during the dogfight or the fight scene, and that I think that kind of works, that kind of exposition way. And issue 34, when we get it, is possibly one of my favourite. It's probably top 3 all-time G.I. Joe issues for me, and that is echoes this kind of single panel of a dogfight being described by the people involved in the dogfight, except this is a whole issue of just a dogfight. Yeah, I know the one you mean. And it's a standalone issue, and it's absolute choice. But anyway, we're not talking about 34, we're talking about issue 15. Yeah. Like you say...
So there's a scuffle in the... we'll do the Cobra Commander bit, but... So he's chuffed that he's alive because he wants to complete the serum, doesn't he?
Correct, yes. And we still don't know what his plans really are with that. But
no, we don't actually ever find out, really. No. I don't think, do we?
Unless we find out.
And then there's a scuffle in the loading bay of the plane.
Yeah, Venom's just trying to kill them all again. I mean, look, they trust him too much. Over and over again, he just tries to betray him, and that's part of his character, I guess. But
yeah, are you back there yet?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, he tries opening the loading bay doors to drop Snake Eyes out. Kwinn goes back to help him. Then Venom, up to his old tricks, wants to clock him upside the head again with a blunt instrument. This is the 4th time he's done that. Snake Eyes he's done twice with a pistol. Twice he's done Kwinn with a big wrench, or a spanner, as we say in the UK. This
bit coming up was the bit that I was chuffed to see in there, where Cobra Commander's he's sitting down like
cross-legged.
I love that with his palm on his thigh. And it's very funny.
Yes, and we get a new enemy.
Yes,
Major Blood.
Yeah. So, and he's like, I want to talk to you about something. My name is Destro. And I was like, okay, thank God he's not just some chump.
Yeah, because
can't see that this guy.
Preceding that, he says, "I pay you to solve problems. Right now, I have a problem that only you can solve. His name is Destro." So the wheels are turning for Cobra Commander.
Exactly.
He knows. I like this. He knows he's not perhaps the chump he's been portrayed as in previous episodes. He's got his own schemes, that others aren't privy to, and and then this next bit as well where Destro's hugging Baroness, and he's like, "I did it all for you. I love you," and all that. Would you ever betray me? Big pause, big pause, big pause. She says no, and this is the real start of what's going to happen over the next 20 or 30 issues, and that is G.I. Joe effectively becomes a soap opera, and it becomes very character driven. It's been quite sort of military driven so far. Mm-hmm. But now it's going to become very character driven, and like I say, like a soap opera, all these dynamics between characters, and they're going to become so interlinked. And in preposterous ways that could not possibly happen and coincidental, but you go with it because it's G.I. Joe and it's amazing, and I'm happy that it's that way. And this is like the turning point of that soap operatic dynamic.
Yeah, well, Baroness just kind of caught in the middle of Cobra Commander and Destro.
Yeah.
I guess. Anyway, then we've got cuts back to the plane, and they're flying over some fisherman's boat.
Yeah, and they shoot them down for some reason. They think that they're coming in because this fisherman have got contraband, and they happen to have a massive Gatling gun on the back, and they shoot the plane,
so they're
losing oil
fuel.
pressure and fuel, and they have to do an emergency landing on a beach. And then nice little bit of comedy bit. Do you not like this comedy bit?
No, that's the bit I didn't like. The whole page on that.
I like that. You see, there's an old granny and grandpa on the beach. This B2, this Lancaster bomber's coming in, about to park up on the beach. Everyone's dispersed apart from this old couple who aren't moving. Make a big joke about it, and then there's an amazing overhead panel of the crashed bomber. All these police rushing on the beach, and these two old biddies in their sun loungers. I really like that.
I guess this issue is effectively just tying up some loose ends from the four that we've read.
That's right, and then
do you know what I mean?
Because the last page is Snake Eyes, Kwinn, and Venom get escorted off the plane. There's already a Cobra lawyer there, and this is kind of echoing the fact that Cobra are embedded everywhere, and they've already got their man on the scene, on the ground, ready to bail out Dr. Venom. This is how deep do these Cobra. And how their tendrils, they're deep, and he's able to get his man out.
And you're left thinking
he's smoking a big fat cigar in the back of the taxi cab or the limousine or wherever.
He's waxing,
and Snake Eyes and Kwinn are in jail, so that's kind of wraps it up. So it doesn't come to a big crescendo, but I kind of like the way it tails off, actually.
Well, it does feel like it's going to, as you said, it's going to eke into the coming storylines. Do you know what I mean? Possibly even the next issue. I just thought, for me, it was a little bit convoluted in places, and sometimes I found it a little bit hard to follow.
Yes.
With some of the kind of narrative threads.
Yep.
But I mean, I certainly didn't hate it
as a piece, as a 4-issue story arc. How many Yo-Joes you want to give it? I'll give you
high 6.
I'll give you a quick recap of what you've got. You've got 1/8 Yo-Joes, which is issue 11, the Pipeline Ploy, and you've got 1/7, which is the 2-part October Guard one, and then the rest is 6 and below.
High 6.
So you're going to high 6. You've currently got 4 6s on the board. Where does it compare to the Diplomat, which is issue 9, which is the guest written by Stephen Grant?
No, it's definitely the highest 6 out of the others.
So you're putting it in at slot number 3. I should put that for you. I am giving it, I think it might be a 7 for me.
Yeah, it sounds like you enjoyed it a little bit more than me.
I think I'll give it a 7. I really like that issue 3 with the Cobra robot.
Trojan.
So this is when I'm doing these rankings. Yeah, the Trojan Gambit. When I'm doing these rankings, one of the where is it better or worse than that? One of the questions I like to ask is the going out the door test. If I've gone out the door to meet someone for dinner and I'm going to be there half an hour early, which one would I more want to read? Do I want to read issue 3, the Trojan Gambit, or do I want to read this 4-issue story?
You're not going to. So that's the thing with rating it as a 4. Obviously it's not going to be that.
No, it might be, because I might prefer it. I might prefer to read those 4 issues. I don't know. So.
If you've got time, I guess. I mean,
if time. All right, if time is no enemy, then what would you rather read again? Would I rather read that single issue or that 4-issue series, 4-issue arc? I will give it. I'll give it a 7 Yo-Joes, and I'll have a think about where I'm going to place it.
I think there was too many things in there that just tripped me up a bit. Right. I found kind of a barrier to me enjoying it.
Okay.
And also coming off the back of a slightly different kind of style and feel, it kind of went backwards again.
Yeah, especially the first issue, issue 12, which was quite different.
That was a worry.
Ones. But there's a lot. There's a lot going on in that. So, okay. Just before we crack on, as we always finish with a Chief Ask Ben a question. I think we need to just quickly run down some awards. Because we're now
1 year in.
over 1 year in, and I think it's probably. I was thinking about this. How often we're going to do it? We probably don't want to do it every calendar year for us, because at the end of this next calendar year we'll have done all the issues.
Calendar year.
I was going to say we probably don't want to do it every 12 issues, because that means we're going to be doing an awards once a month. So how about we do it every 3 months?
What have you settled on?
How about we do it 4 times a year for us?
Okay.
Is that fair?
All right. Yeah, that's
so we'll
fair.
do one now. We'll do one at the end of 36 issues. One at the end of 70 issues. One at the end of 100, and one at the end of 150.
Chief, why don't you tell me what the categories are?
So at the moment we're always looking for more categories. So write us, let us know, tweet us, etc. But at the moment we've just got 4 categories, which will be favourite artist, favourite cover, favourite issue, and favourite Joe.
Okay.
So we'll start.
Can you tell me how many artists we've had?
We have had
in these 15.
We've had Herb Trimp. We've had.
Oh yeah, Trimpe.
We've had Don Perlin, and we've had Mike Vosberg.
Interested to see which one you're going to pick there, Chief.
All right, do you want me to go first?
Well, I was going to go Vosberg.
Okay.
Who have you got?
I'm taking Trimp.
Okay, so which...
So Vosberg obviously did issue 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And he did issue 10 as well. And he did 9 actually. Vosberg's actually done 9 through 15. And Trimp did issue 1.
Yeah, you like those early ones.
Issue 3, issue... and the October Guard ones.
Fair enough.
I just think his style, I really like that style. And Vosberg, didn't really seem to be any panels or faces, especially that looked out of it, in air quotes. Whereas Vosberg, a lot of his stuff is very good, but a lot of his stuff, I wasn't overly fussed on.
Out of interest, because I don't know, but do they stick with a artist for a while?
Yeah, you'll get
forward?
Vosberg does quite a few here, and then you get artists like Frank Springer, I think, who's one of my favourites. You get this is terrible, names are escaping me now, but you get MD Bright comes on for a big run later. Ron Wagner gets a run. There's someone around the Springer, people will tell me, and I'll just look it up after this and I'll think, oh yeah, god damn it, why didn't I remember that name? But yeah.
To be fair, when I'm kind of looking through the ones that Vosberg did, what was actually drawing me to them was actually the use of colour.
Right, okay.
I'm guessing he's not got anything to do with that. That's the inker.
That's the colourist.
I know, but it's just when you're looking at the page and it's just popping. Yeah. I just feel like these later issues are much more stimulated.
Also, don't forget, I'm reading these in the original floppy format from the 80s, and your colour reproductions, they've probably been recoloured. So I don't even know who the colourist is, or who's retouched all the colours. You're not obviously looking at the original colours either.
They're super vibrant. Yeah. The ones that I've got, really nice. Actually,
be interesting to know actually if who recoloured those.
What's the second category, Chief?
Second category. Also just to let you know, actually Larry Harmer actually pencils issues 26 and 27 himself.
Oh, okay.
And they're some of the best. And 21. Next category, shall we go with best cover next?
Yeah, best cover for me was between 2 snow-based covers, so it was between issue 2 and issue 11. I think I'm going to land on 11.
11, okay, yeah, that is the snow job and Doc on the back of the Battle Bear with the Cobra Glider coming in. I had that one as my honourable mention.
Oh, okay.
Number 11. My second,
I know which one you've chosen.
Do you? I got a first runner-up, and I got a winner.
You've gone Trojan.
No.
Oh, okay.
Number 3. First runner-up is issue 7, which is the second part of the October Guard one. Stalker and Colonel Breakoff back to back, firing off some machine guns. And my favourite cover is issue 6, which is the first part of the October Guard one, which is Cobra Commander's helmet. And on the left-hand side is the Cobras in a close-up, and the right-hand side is the October Guard.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We'll post up those on the Insta as well.
I guess everyone knows our favourite issue because that's the highest rated one.
Yes.
The only one to receive an 8.
It is the only one to receive an 8.
Uh-oh.
If I'm giving...
Is it not your favourite
No,
issue?
it is. But if I'm giving honourable mentions, I would go issue 6, which is the first issue of the October Guard two-parter. Now
I didn't think you enjoyed.
No. As a storyline, I've got it down in the middle because of the second part not being great. But as a single as a single issue, obviously it's a lot higher. So that's my honourable mention. Is issue 6. My first place runner-up is issue 14, which is the third part of the arc we've just done. It's the one where everything's converging. It's the one where Destro's racing to save Baroness. The Joes are assaulting. The Cobra Trooper has just died from the serum. Venom and the guys are escaping from, or about to escape from South America. Everything's just converging, and some great panel layout there by Vosberg. And my first issue, same as yours, is issue 11, the Pipeline Ploy.
That feels like it's been the highlight for me, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. It was close though. The 14 was close to edging it.
Really?
Yeah. Lastly, we will go with favourite Joe.
Yeah, this one I'm struggling on this one. You go first. I'll be interested.
I've got.
I couldn't even. Oh, I guess you're going to go Stalker.
Yeah, of course I'm going to go Stalker.
Yeah.
But my honourable mention is Scarlet. I think they've done the most with her so far as a character. I think she's probably had the most character development. Oh, I say character development. She's basically a badass and doesn't no nonsense. But also, has she got feelings for Snake Eyes? They've started to develop that recently.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got the most screen time. I think Larry Hama was really a big fan of her. And we'll see which ones of those original 13 he's fans of, because some will get a lot of time and others will just get phased out.
Did you have any other
runner-up here is Gung Ho. Couple of he doesn't obviously get. We haven't seen him that much as some of the others, but there's a couple of key ones. Is the one in issue 11 where his first appearance, where he runs out into the snow bare-chested with the wrong end of his shotgun, beating cobras, and the scene from this story arc we just read where he breaks out from his ropes and bashes 2 cobras' heads together. But apart from that, thinking about it, actually, that 4-issue arc we've just done, Gung Ho's hardly in it, is he? Doesn't do anything.
Well, no, he is in it, but he's not particularly great in it, and that's why I was torn, because I had Gung Ho, but then after reading those, I was like, he's not really that great in those, so I actually landed on Stalker as well. Which is a bit dull because we both got Stalker, but
Stalker.
Gung Ho was incredible in 11, and then a bit of a goon in those 4 we just read.
Didn't we do? I mean, looking back at it now and reflecting, the more I think about that 4-issue arc we just done, the more I like it, and the more it comes to mind that wasn't really a story about G.I. Joe. That was all about Cobra, really. It was all about. I think it was. It was all about Cobra and Cobra Commander and his, intricate plotting and twists and Scarface.
It certainly wasn't about
Destro
G.I. Joe.
It wasn't really the focus on the Joes. But Stalker, I like, fighting with the crocodile is quality. He's a leader. I like that. He's no nonsense.
He's definitely getting the most panel time I was, in the ones that we've read.
I pretty much, you weren't going to put General Flag as your top?
No.
No. Okay.
I feel like he's already being phased out. Right. Not that I know, but I'm hoping.
Okay, all right. Have we got
that concludes the awards?
That concludes the awards. I was going to say, maybe if you've got time or effort, you probably won't. You can maybe put a little jingle in the background there for some sort of awards ceremony music.
Oh, yeah, some trumpets.
Some trumpets in the background there, maybe. I don't know. Or precede and edit some of that in. Have we got time for me to ask you a question?
Always.
Are we running long or not?
No, always got time for questions.
Okay. Chief asks man a question. Chief asks man a question. What'll he say? What'll he do when Chief asks man a question?
Fantastic.
Best. See if you can guess this, actually. See if you can guess where I'm going. Favourite / best on-screen depiction of... Or on-screen portrayal. Favourite on-screen portrayal of...
Who?
That's what I'm saying. Can you guess where I'm going or not?
No.
007. No,
oh,
I know it's almost a pointless question.
So weird that you just said
almost
that.
A pointless question because I know both of our answers are the same. but it gives us a chance to convince everyone else out there in podcast land that our answer is in fact the correct answer.
Oh, that's so surreal you asked me that, because just before I came upstairs to record this podcast, I was on Apple TV. I was just flicking about what was out, and they've got different box sets for all the different Bonds.
Right. And
I clicked on the Roger Moore one, obviously. And I was looking at the covers to all the films, and they're kind of the artistic license that they've taken with Live and Let Die. Right. I was like, who the hell is that guy on the front cover? Because it doesn't look anything like Roger Moore. But then the Moonraker one looks exactly like Roger Moore.
Really?
And I was just texting some of my mates. I was like, look at this. But, Rog. I mean, it has to be. I think your favourite Bond is from, whoever you were watching when you were growing up. And I grew up watching Roger Moore.
Yeah.
The Sean Connery ones to me just felt old.
Yeah, I mean, even when I'm a bit older than you, but it was
still prime Rog.
Yeah, it was very much a case though. Even when Rog was coming out, it was very much a case of the general thinking was Moore was just a joke Bond, and if you don't like Sean Connery the best, you're an idiot.
Very much so, yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Roger was... liking Roger was left field.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. Yeah. But there's... oh, crikey, where'd you begin with Roger?
He was actually...
What you need to understand is he made a conscious decision to do that. He couldn't... You can't do Sean. So you have to do something different.
It was interesting because he replaced Sean, and he's older than Sean... For starters,
isn't that the interesting stat is that when Roger started, he was older than Sean. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. But also, like you say, he made a conscious effort. I think he was fresh off doing the TV show The Saint, where it was not really. It was not what he did with Bond, but it was a bit more straight laced. As the character Simon Templar, but a little bit of Bond, but it was a bit more straight-laced. But then, obviously, what he did, like you say, he made a conscious effort to,
Yeah, he came in hot with Live and Let Die. Yeah. I mean, he basically made the greatest Bond film straight off the bat. I read an interesting article the other day that when Moonraker came out, I think it came out sort of post Star Wars, and they were like, "Oh God, no one's interested in Bond. We've got to send him into space." Yeah. I think Moonraker, which I love, Drax, bombed. So the one they made after Moonraker, they made a conscious effort to strip it back. Yep. And I think that one is For Your Eyes Only.
Possibly,
it's the mountain climbing
with
one.
With the ice skating.
So if you watch that one now, it's way more... It's like the most grounded Roger one you've ever seen.
It's my least favourite Roger one.
Yeah, of course, because there's not enough silliness in it. Yeah, got the Red Lotus.
How many times do you reckon Roger...
He did 7. He's done the most.
How many times do you reckon he shoots a weapon in all of his movies? Not many.
No,
Hardly ever shoots a gun. It's all about the chop. Or
never shoot a man when you can smash him over the head with a lampshade.
Or swing on something and double kick him or chop him in the back of the neck.
Yeah, in the modern ones, he machine guns people's faces.
Yeah, not into that.
It's like, what's the matter with your arms, your hands, your chops?
And where's the schmoozing in the new ones?
Oh, Rog. The funny thing about that is, I mean, I'm not too sure, but I think the best thing about all the schmoozing with Rog is that you could never believe that anyone would actually find him irresistible. No. And that's what made it so amazing. Yeah. Oh, dude! Is it Octopussy when he's in the crocodile?
Yeah. In his tux.
In his tux. Oh, Roger!
Amazing.
It's been a while, to be honest with you, since I watched a Bond. Maybe I'll watch some in the new year.
Do it.
Yeah. What else, Chief? What else you got for me?
That's it. That was my question. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've answered it.
It was. I'll come up with a better one next time that puts you on the fence a bit more.
Well, I mean, I'm just happy to talk about Roger Moore in any capacity.
Yeah.
Did he pass away this year?
I think it was last year, wasn't it? Was it 2017?
Oh,
was it this year? I don't know. Sad day anyway. R.I.P.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, dude, so what we got coming up?
So coming up, we've got... I've been trying not to flick ahead too much, but we've got more Destro action coming up.
16, 17, 18 we're doing,
I don't know. It might even go 19. It might even be another 4-parter. I'll read ahead and let you know which ones you need to read, because I'm conscious that a lot of this stuff is new to you, so I don't want you reading too far ahead. I've read it before, I'll do a catch-up read, maybe the next 3 or 4 issues, so we know where a good cut-off point, a good breaking point is.
Yeah, nice. What are you winding down for Christmas work? What's going on?
I am off tomorrow.
Friday?
Tomorrow I've got daddy daycare.
Right.
Mrs. working. I'm back in the office on Thursday, and then I'm off Friday. Might go up to Hyde Park for Winter Wonderland.
Okay.
And then that's it. So I got one more. One more day of work.
What about the big day? Where are you for the big day?
It will be me, the missus, and the kid. I will cook
at the homestead.
Cook a roast dinner at the homestead. We'll go for a walk, and then I'll probably just maybe put on some Roger Moore Bonds.
Oh yeah, no, it is good. Roger goes well with kind of Crimbo.
Yep.
Or bank holidays or something like that.
Yeah, and then going to the missus's parents 26th, 27th.
Double drop, crikey!
And then that's it. I'm freewheeling from then.
Nice. When did you clock back in to work?
2nd, I think.
Oh, you were in that Crimbo limbo period. Yeah. Oof. I think I'll probably try and do something from the 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
I got a nice break actually. Yeah. Nice big break. All right then, dude. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, people, you can find us on Instagram, Talking Joe Comics. Got some good feedback
Damn straight
on there. Find us on Twitter, Talking_Joe. We've got a Facebook page now as well, Talking Joe, G.I. Joe podcast. Search for that. If you want to email us, it's talkingjoecomics@gmail.com. Find us wherever. Please rate, review and subscribe. I know it's a ball ache doing all that stuff, but it only takes 2 minutes. It will help us out immensely. Find us on your podcast player of choice or iTunes or wherever. We will be dropping episodes every Thursday, even over the holiday festive period, so you will get one on the 27th of December, which will be a nice little save a bit of turkey, have a turkey sandwich,
it's a nice tonic,
snuggle up with Chief and Ben for another great episode. But yeah,
it's a G.I. Joe tonic after the kind of stress of a family Christmas.
You know it.
All right, dude, I'll see you next time,
all right.
Chief.
Bye everybody.